What is up, guys? This is PhillySpire26, and today I got a really awesome gameplay on Grind. I'm apologizing if I'm sounding kind of blah. I just woke up and I decided to record this commentary. So I'm playing a nice gameplay on Grind. Silenced fast mag on my MP7 here, and I had a couple things to talk to you guys about. First off, this is probably my favorite rush route on Grind, Domination from C-Flag. Always run this way, and you'll see why here in a second. I ended up getting behind the enemy. It didn't work out as great as it typically does. I only got one kill off of it, and then I died. But I get all the way behind the enemy here, and if I got into B a little bit quicker, I would have been able to kill them all, but I couldn't quite get there. But that's my favorite rush route, and I typically do really well on that rush route. I also want to say I'm playing against Capo. The funny thing is that I do really well in this game, and he was like the only person on their team that went positive. I made a party rage. It was pretty funny, but he was the only one that went positive on their team, and he was like 38 on 28. Oh my, excuse me. He was like 38 on 28, and he did pretty well for how well I did. But I want to talk to you guys about how playing in pubs, or how playing in league play can actually make you better at pubs. So, as you guys know, I started playing league play, and I talked to you guys a little bit about league play and how it's a lot different than pubs. You run into a lot more competitive people that try their butts off to get to win the game, and it's a lot different than what your typical pub is. And you don't run into people that are rocking extremely high score streaks. I mean, a lot of people use the Lightning Strike and the Hellstorm and like a Sentry Gun. That's what I use, and a lot of people use that score streak setup. But what playing in league play helps you do is it helps you learn rush routes. It helps you learn how to get behind the enemy. As I turn on Capo there, right there, that was funny. He was like, "How'd you do that?" But it teaches you how to turn on the enemy and really pay attention to your surroundings. And it teaches you to have quicker reaction time. As this guy, I got so mad. I was like, "How did you see me?" So I watched the kill cam. So at least he saw me there. I mean, I was upset. But it teaches you how to move around and move around the map quicker. I mean, it teaches you how to work as a team. But as you guys know, I typically play solo, so that doesn't really help me too much. So, but it helps you play as a team, and it's a lot of fun. And I don't rage as much unless we run into somebody that's like a drop-shotting noob, because I ran into a guy that was just drop-shotting the whole game, and it really pissed me off. But it's a lot of fun, and it's a break from trying to go for gameplays, because you don't really need to do extremely well in it. You don't need to get a lot of kills and very few deaths. Like in this gameplay, I get a lot of kills and very few deaths. But in league play, all you gotta do is try and go for the win, and whatever you can do to get the win. So, I mean, there are times where a good game is like 30 on 25, and you get the win. But, yeah, and that can be a good game. I mean, the game that I posted yesterday was like a 38 on 20 something. And I mean, that's not something I would post in a pub. I mean, but it was something that I mean, we did really well as a team, and we ended up coming back, and that was a great game in league play. But it's something different, and I honestly highly suggest that those of you that don't play league play, just give it a try. It's a lot of fun. Even if you don't play with the whole team, it's still a lot of fun. And I really enjoy it, and it's a break from pub matches and all the stress that comes with pub matches, because I really rage. I'll let you guys know straight up. I rage like nobody's business. And this is funny here. I miss him once, miss him with the C4, so I shoot him, and then I dive and float in midair. But it was sad. Capo and I were both laughing about this final kill cam. But and I don't, like I said, I rage quite a bit. I raged so much in MW3, and it was stressful for me sometimes. Trying to get gameplays. I don't rage as much as in Black Ops 2, but there are times where you run into that LMG guy that likes sitting in corners, and it really pisses me off. But that's my take on it. That League play, honestly, it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. But so the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about was I wanted to talk about my favorite score streak setups, because I've been getting some messages like, come on, tell us your score streak setups, and what do you like running with best, and that kind of stuff. And look at this, get behind the enemies, shoot them all. So this setup here that I'm using is Stealth Chopper, EMP, and Warthog. I really like this setup here. I love rocking EMPs now, just because you can get behind the enemy, and if it's like you can run around with an unsilenced gun and still do really well. And this part scared me there, I almost died. But you can get behind the enemy and you can still do really well, especially with an unsilenced gun. You can just run through there and get a bunch of kills with an unsilenced gun because they have no clue where you're at. So I honestly love running the EMP. And that's probably one of my favorite score streaks that isn't lethal. As you guys know, you've seen me with so many different score streak setups, because I basically change it to whatever I feel like running that day. And in MW3, I typically rocked similar score streaks on my classes, but, oh my, I'm yawning again. But I don't do that as much in Black Ops 2. It's like, whatever I feel like running is what I run. So, my score streak setup changes daily. Honestly, it does. So there are times that I'm running all lethals. There are times that I'll run Stealth Chopper, EMP, VSAT. There are times that I'll run this one, which is Stealth Chopper, EMP, Warthog. I love the Warthog, by the way. I think they nerfed it because it was really good for a long time, and then it doesn't get as many kills anymore, which is kind of frustrating. But I mean, it was kind of overpowered, I will admit. But so I think that this score streak setup here is probably my favorite with using an EMP. My favorite with using only one lethal is using Stealth Chopper, VSAT, and Stealth Chopper, VSAT, EMP. You rotate through your score streaks when you have the Stealth Chopper and a VSAT up, because you keep getting assists, and you can get to your next score streak really fast. Plus, of course, when you have a VSAT up, you can see where you can see where the whole entire enemy team is. And when you have an EMP up, then they can't see where you are, so it works out, and it's a really good score streak setup. My favorite for using lethals, like all lethals, is I like running higher score streaks, like Stealth Chopper and Stealth Chopper, Warthog, and what's a good one? Stealth Chopper, Warthog, Dogs is a good one. Or Stealth Chopper, Warthog, VTOL is another good one. And as you see here, I rotated through my score streaks again, and I still had stuff up, so I couldn't call my score streaks in. And I was about ready to lap on my Stealth Chopper here, and I was getting kind of like, I wanted to call in the Stealth Chopper, and couldn't call it in. And of course, as soon as I call it in, I was like 2 kills off of another Stealth Chopper. as soon as I can call it in, I get shot from behind. So it was like, oh. But it was funny because I was talking to Capo, and because he was on the other team, as I said, and he was like, "Oh, I got a VSAT up, or I got a VSAT for you," and kept saying, "Oh, I'm going to get you with the VSAT," and then I was like, "Nope," and I threw out an EMP, and then as soon as that EMP started to wear off, I got another EMP. So he couldn't even use his VSAT, and I don't even know if he did get his VSAT off. It was pretty funny. He was like, "Come on, just let me use it, just let me use it," and I kept throwing up EMPs, and he was getting frustrated. It was funny. But it was one of those things that I just kept rotating through my score streaks. So, final score is 75 on 9, and as you can see, Capo went 38 on 28, which is really good considering I kicked butt. So I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. I may try and post another one. It may not be a commentary, it might be a no commentary or a let's play or something. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. It was really entertaining, and look out for a bunch more stuff from me, and peace out.